Hey y'all, good to see you as always here on the Mr. Dig channel. Y'all check out my brand new toy. So my son's always got the car and my truck needs a little bit of front end work and I needed a second vehicle. So I wanted something just kind of fun to kick around in the landfill and atomic sand, something open air. And I think I found it. So this is a 1985 CJ7. Needs a little bit of work. A few little things here and there, like my gauges and some of those items. Need a little TLC. But other than that, what y'all think, man? I just love this little thing. I think it's gonna be perfect for what I need. And you know, I used to have a good many vehicles, but there's something about divorce that does something to your vehicle count. Divorce can teach you a lot about fractions, especially 1/2. But you can't put a price on happiness, and freedom ain't free. So let's jump in our little Jeep right here. Let's go check out the guys up at the landfill and see what's going on today. This little vehicle is so much fun to drive. I went out to Aaron's house for Cinco de Mayo. Me and him and Brandon, they both got Jeeps. Went down into the creek, played in the mud a little bit, but I gotta get me a cord for my winch. It didn't come with one, the fella couldn't find it. Bought this Jeep from a friend of mine up in Aiken. He couldn't find the cord, so I did get stuck a couple times. Unfortunately, those boys just snatched me right out. But I think we're gonna have a lot of fun in this little vehicle. Maybe even go up to the mountains this summer or fall. They got a lot of neat rock trails up there, and there's all the time Jeep clubs going up there. So I'm really excited about it. However, you know, a lot of my friends told me, well, you know what Jeep stands for, right? Just empty every pocket. I understand what they're talking about now because I was online shopping for a few little knickknacks the other night, and shoot, I probably racked up a couple $1,000s worth of stuff in my shopping cart, and I didn't click purchase just yet. We're gonna have to kind of go a little slowly. But there are so many different add-ons you can get for these things, for the tops. I mean, just, it's amazing. So I understand what they're talking about. It can be a deep, dark hole you go down with these Jeeps. It is humid as all get out today, y'all. I think we're gonna hit a high of about 90. Possibly have some thunder boomers coming this afternoon, which y'all can see we've already had a bunch of rain this week. Some real gully washers came down, so we'll have to see what happens this afternoon. But let's see, Dad was telling me that our dozer came back and then it was down here in the pit, but I don't see, oh, there she is, way over there. Yeah, so we got our D65 back, and we got to dig up a little kaolin here in the next few weeks. Somebody's wanting some kaolin to help line a pond, but our D65 came back and they did a tremendous amount of work on that thing. Whole new undercarriage, they did some transmission work, probably $40,000, $50,000 worth of repairs, but it needed it. The bushings on the front were shot, so we got it back. But we're gonna take it up to the landfill here at some point, so they can push concrete, but we're just gonna go ride around today. I'm not exactly sure what the guys have got going on, but there's always something happening. We're about to find out right now. Oh, we got something going on. I'm not sure who's in the Terex, but looks like they might be cleaning out one of the sediment ponds and dumping it into this sand cell that we've been digging. Let's see which way he's gonna go here real quick. Looks like he's gonna come our way, so maybe we can get over enough to let him on by. He's a little bit bigger than us. He can run up on the bank a little bit if he needs to. The damn tires on that thing are almost as tall as my little Jeep here, but let's go over here to the edge and see what's happening. Then we'll have to maybe fly the drone around a little bit and see which pond they're digging out and go check them out. They got the roto chopper kicking today. Boy, I tell you what, that is a lot less wood. We used to have it mounded up. If you saw in any of the past videos, we had a darn mountain of wood up there, but they're running some material. Looks like the last of what we got on the ground through the B66 roto chopper. But I tell you what, we have had a record season with mulch. March, end of February, March and April, it was just balls to the walls busy. We sold a lot of mulch, which is a great thing. but now we got to try to start stockpiling our wood up. The summertime, the mulch business will drop off as it gets hot, but then in fall time, we'll have another little spike. And then again, during winter, we got to really stockpile a lot of wood to get ready for next spring. Let's climb up here and see. Whoa. Oh, cool, man. So you might be asking yourself, why in the world did we dig this hole and now we're filling it back up? The reason being, you see that white kaolin right down there, just like in the lower pit. So that pit I showed y'all a while ago goes right through the woods there. When we get down to the kaolin, it's really not that useful to us. We can kind of use it as cover in the landfill, but if it gets wet, it gets real slippery. We can't run it through the wash plant, so it's just not pay dirt. So we've dug all the pay dirt out down to the kaolin. Now we need somewhere to put our tailings. So this is the mud, silts, and clays that come from the sand washing operation. So we dig all the sand out of the cell, take it to the wash plant, wash it, all those silts and clays go to a couple of different settling ponds, then we have to, every once in a while, clean them out. That's the result you're seeing right here. Now what we'll allow this mud to do is sit in this big hole down here and dry out. Then we can come down here, load it back up, and carry it around to the landfill, which is on the other side of this big hill of dirt. We can carry it around to the landfill, and we use it as cover because we've got a lot of sand here on this property, not very much good compactable material like sand clay. So this is really beneficial to us, especially to us, because in a lot of operations, a lot of sand, just strictly sand washing operations, there's no use for this stuff. But y'all know us, we're gonna try to make use of everything on this property. So we'll take these tailings, let them dry, then that'll be used for cover in the landfill. We won't have to go find sand clay, dig virgin ground. So it's kind of just how we tie everything together on this property and try to bring everything full circle. And here comes our buddy Anderson. He's in the Volvo 30 ton, got a whole load of mud. This should be pretty cool. Watch him dump it off this cliff. Don't want to get too close to this edge because it is a little bit soft, but this should be pretty cool. Hopefully we won't get splattered. I think it's pretty dry. It's not like super runny. Oh, I love it. There's something about the little kid in me just loves watching and playing in the mud, man. That's pretty cool. We're gonna definitely have to give these trucks a bath, and I'm sure the Trackhoe, whichever one is digging, more than likely probably Sam in the Komatsu, because that's our biggest machine, and you need that big old bucket just to help move this mud. But that was pretty neat, man. And we've cleared a little bit more land over there in that corner area there. Probably gonna dig into that sidewall there and get us some more sand. And then months down the road, we've got to clear some more land there to get us some more room for the composting operation. You know, this site, as I've said before, is constantly evolving, and it's like a big puzzle. We just have to keep moving businesses around to make it efficient for the next. But it's always, you got to be thinking way ahead. Well, let's fly the drone around a little bit and see if we can see which pond they're digging out, and then we'll go around there and check out that operation. Follow the mud trails to wherever they're getting loaded. But golly, what a difference in the amount of wood waste that we had 2 to 3 months ago versus what we got now. That is just incredible. And we got the MC266 running today, making some brown mulch. So mulch is still going out strong, but with temperatures already hitting in the 90s right now, you know, that just kind of business will fall off. It does every year. We got two peaks or 2 spikes in the mulch business. Spring being the largest, obviously, because people are getting out in the yard, fixing it up. And then fall time is a second little hump there. And then summer and winter is just kind of dead. That's when we do our maintenance and try to stockpile up our wood. Well, I think we found them, didn't we? Yep, old Sam's around here in the Komatsu, digging up this mud field. We'll wait for this truck to get loaded, and then we'll pull on down there and walk around a little bit. Sam's got mud all over his windshield. That's probably, I don't know, 4 foot thick of mud right there. And then I see more than likely Aaron down there on the John Deere 750 trying to push up, get the floor clean for him. I tell you what, we'll just back up right here in this little spot and then we'll just walk down there. We got to try to kind of stay out of the splash zone down here. A lot of times when you're digging this mud and stuff and you let it plop out of that bucket into the bottom of that truck, it'll spray that mud up 20, 30 feet, cover the windshield. It can be really, really sloppy, but this stuff's dried out pretty good here. This has probably been out here for, oh, I don't know, 6 months or so, but you can still see it's probably like a Play-Doh consistency. And up there in the pond where the green trees are, that's where the discharge pipe coming from the sand plant is. So it'll pump it in there. We'll let it settle out. Occasionally they'll bring the track car around, muck that pond out and throw it down here in this big drying field. Once the mud gets on out so far and the drying field is full, then we have to do a full clean out, which is what the boys are working on right now. Let's walk on down here and get us a little closer look, and I can show you guys exactly what we're dealing with. So this is the virgin sand clay bed right here. So they're just, like I said, taking the excavator up top, throwing that mud, and then it just kind of runs down here. So Aaron's just trying to clean up the floor a little bit. Probably take with 2 trucks. Hey buddy, hey brother Sam. It'll probably take them, I don't know, probably another day or so with both trucks running to move all of this mud, but that's a pretty thick wall right there. Kind of neat how that stuff would just cake up like that, isn't it? I'm actually really surprised that it's as dry and moving as easily as it is with the amount of rain that we've had. There's Anderson back now getting loaded, and so Sam will just take and cut strips. He'll reach out as far as he can, so he's probably got 2.5 more passes up yonder before he can get this whole drying bed floor cleaned up. Depending on sand production, this is about a once-a-year project. So we can hold about a year's worth of this silt and clay in our primary drying field. In the past, we would take it to a field back by the compost area, but we kind of got a mountain of it back there that we need to use up. And then if you saw the video where we got the dozer stuck, what had happened was we ran out of space to store this stuff. So I took it to the landfill, an area that we weren't active in. And I thought it would be dry enough to use as, by the time we made it there with the trash, I thought the material would be dry enough to then just take and flip simply right on top of the trash. But as you saw, it wasn't. That 6-way blade's coming in really handy on these little projects like this. He can take and peel that dirt right away from the wall. And he's gonna more than likely take and push this material all the way down to Sam so that he can kind of incorporate this sandy clay mixture in with that mud. And this Komatsu 360 is the perfect machine for this job. It's got an extra long stick on it, so he can reach way out there, bring more mud to him, as well as reach up into that truck. It's never ideal when you're same level loading a truck. It's always better to have the excavator up above the truck, but in this case, we just don't have any other option. Because we sure enough ain't about to take the Komatsu up on top of that mud, man. He would be sunk out of sight. Well, I was just fixing to call Luis and tell him that he can go get that dozer from the bottom of the hill, but I've lost my phone yet again. I'm gonna order a clip right now. In fact, I'm gonna do it right this very moment because this is getting stupid. Old old Sam gonna have to put a wash job on his Komatsu after this project. He likes to take good care of that machine and don't like it getting dirty, but there is just no other way to dig this material right here without getting dirty. And hopefully we don't get splashed here in a minute. That stuff's over there, the thicker part's really soupy. I could hear it splattering. Hopefully we're out of the danger zone. We will find out. This stuff is super heavy too. It's very dense because you have all those fine particles in there and it's wet. So it's really, really heavy material. Hopefully we're on Sam's good side and he don't hold that bucket up too high and let it go splat. Oh yeah, see how heavy it is? It's picking the end of that excavator up. I don't know what it weighs per cubic yard or what have you, but it is solid. The only thing that's gonna come into factor with the storms that possibly may come in this afternoon, the Sam's probably only got, like I said, maybe 2.5 more cuts to make and he'll be all finished. But if we do get a bunch of rain, that's gonna turn this stuff right back into soup. It could make things a little bit difficult for us to finish on time. Well, y'all, I think this is probably gonna be the last truck before they break for lunch. I'm gonna go try to find my damn phone. I appreciate y'all watching. Hit that thumbs up down there for me if you don't mind. Consider subscribing if you hadn't already. Other than that, I hope y'all have a great day. We'll see you on the next video. Well, definitely could have been worse if it had made it over there. We wouldn't have had a phone, but I couldn't order my damn phone clip without my damn phone. I'll see y'all later.